Act 2, Scene 4. Enter Portia and Lucius. Boy, I beg you to run to the Senate House. Don't stay to answer me. Get going. Why are you still standing here? To find out what you want me to do there, madam. I want you there and back again before I can even tell you what you should do there. So she talks to herself so that no one can hear her. Oh, let my determination keep me from speaking what is in my heart. I have a man's mind, but only a woman's strength. How hard is it for women to keep secrets? So she's back to Lucius. Are you still here? Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else, and then return to you and nothing else? Yes, return and tell me if your master looks well, because he was sick when he left, and pay attention to what Caesar does and which men are close to him. Listen, boy. What's that noise? I don't hear anything, madam. I beg you, listen well. I heard a noise like a scuffle. The wind brings it from the capital. Truly, madam, I don't hear anything. The soothsayer enters. Come here, you. Where are you coming from? My own house, good lady. What time is it? Around 9 o'clock, madam. Has Caesar gone to the capital yet? Madam, not yet. I'm going to stand so I can see them pass on the way to the capital. You have some plea for Caesar, don't you? Yes, I do, lady. If it pleases Caesar to be good to himself as to hear me, I'll get him to do what's good for him. Why, do you know of any harm intended toward him? Nothing that I know of for sure, but a lot that I am afraid of might happen. Good morning to you. The street is narrow here. The crowd that follows Caesar at his heels, senators, justices, common petitioners, will suffocate a feeble man almost to death. I'll move to a more open place. There speak to great Caesar as he walks past, and he leaves. Portia speaking quietly to herself. I must go in. Oh, a woman's heart is so weak. Oh, Brutus, may the gods aid you in your endeavor. Surely the boy heard me. To Lucius, Brutus has a claim that Caesar won't grant. Oh, I feel faint. Oh, I feel faint. Run, Lucius, and speak well of me to my lord. Say that I am happy. Then return to me and tell me what he says to you. They exit in opposite directions. Act 3, Scene 1. A crowd of people enters, among them Artemidorus and the soothsayer. A trumpet plays. Caesar, Brutus, Cassius, Casca, Decius, Metellus, Trebonius, Cinna, Antony, Lepidus, Populus, and Publius, and others enter. Caesar's talking to the soothsayer here. March 15th has come. Yes, Caesar, but is not gone yet. Artemis says, offering his letter. Hail, Caesar, read the schedule. Decius offering Caesar another paper. Trebonius wants you to look over his humble petition at your leisure. So let's remember what that Artemidorus' letter was, telling him who to trust and who not to. Oh, Caesar, read mine first, for my petition affects you more directly. Read it, great Caesar. Whatever pertains to myself, I will deal with last. Don't delay, Caesar. Read it instantly. What? Is this man insane? So Publius looks to Artemidorus. Stand aside, you. What? Are you pressing your petition on the street? Go to the capital, says Cassius. Caesar goes to the Senate House, the rest following. Populus looks to Cassius. I hope your endeavor goes well today. What endeavor, Populus? And he just says, good luck. Populus approaches Caesar. And Brutus talks to Cassius and said, what did Populus Lenus say? So he speaks only so that Brutus can hear. He wishes that our endeavor would go well today. I'm afraid we've been found out. Look, he's approaching. Caesar, keep an eye on him. Casca, be quick, because we're worried we might be stopped. Brutus, what will we do if our secret's known? Either Caesar or I will die, for I'll kill myself. Cassius, stand firm. Populus Lena wasn't talking about our plot, for look, he's smiling, and Caesar's expression is the same. Trebonius knows his cue. See, Brutus, he's pulling Mark Antony aside. Trebonius and Antony exit. Where Menelaus, Cimber? He should go up and offer his petition to Caesar now. They're speaking to him. Go up there and second his petition. Casca, you'll be first to raise your hand. So Caesar says, are we all ready? What problem should I discuss with you first? Metellus, kneeling. Most high, most mighty, and most powerful Caesar, Metellus Cimber kneels before you with a humble heart. I have to stop you, Cimber. These kneelings and these humble courtesies might excite ordinary men, flattering them to turn into turning Roman law into children's games. But don't be so foolish as to think you can sway me from what's right by using the tactics that persuade fools. I mean, this flattery, low blows, and puppy-like fawning. Your brother has been banished by decree. If you kneel and beg and flatter for him, I'll kick you out of my way like I would a dog. Know that I'm not unjust, and I will not grant him a pardon without reason. Metellus responds, is there no voice worthier than mine own to appeal to Caesar to repel the order that my brother be banished? Brutus kneels. I kiss your hand, but not in flattery, Caesar. I ask you to repeal Publius Cimber's banishment immediately. What? Even you, Brutus? Cassius kneeling. Pardon him, Caesar. Pardon him. I fall upon your feet and beg you to restore Publius Cimber to citizenship. I would not be convinced if I were like you. If I could beg others to change their minds, begging would convince me too. But I'm as unmovable as a northern star whose stable and stationary quality has no equals in the sky. The sky shows countless stars. They're all made of fire, and each one shines, but only one among all of them remains in a fixed position. So it is on earth. The world is full of men, and men are flesh and blood, and they're capable of reason. Yet out of all of them, I know only one who is unassailable, who never moves from his position. To show you that's me, let me prove it a little even in this case. I was firm in ordering that Cimber be banished, and I remained firm in that decision. Oh, Caesar, enough. Would you try to lift Mount Olympus? Great Caesar! Haven't I resisted even Brutus begging from his knees? Hands, speak for me. So Caesar is saying that Publius, who has been banished from Rome, is done justly and rightly so, and he's not going to be moved to allow him to come back. So it says, oh, Caesar, enough. Would you lift Mount Olympus? Then Decius, great Caesar, I resisted even Brutus begging from his knees. Casca, hands, speak for me. Casca and the other conspirators stab Caesar. Brutus stabs him last. And you too, Brutus? In that case, die, Caesar. And he dies. Cinna yells, liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run and proclaim it in the streets. Cassius, some should go to the public platforms and cry out liberty, freedom, and democracy. Confusion, and some citizens and senators exit. People and senators, don't be afraid. Don't run away. Stay where you are. Only Caesar had to die for his ambition. Casca says, go to the platform, Brutus. And Cassius, too. Where is Publius? Cinna says, he's completely stunned by this mutiny or anarchy or this treachery. Metellus says, stand close together in case someone loyal to Caesar tries to. Brutus, don't talk about standing together, Publius. Cheer up. We don't intend any harm to you or anyone else. Tell them this, Publius. And leave us, Publius, in case that people storming us should harm you. Do so and let no one suffer for the deed except us, the perpetrators. Publius exit. Trebonius enters. Cassius says, where's Antony? Trebonius says, he ran to the house, stunned. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run in the streets as though it were doomsday. We'll soon find out what fate has in store for us. All we know is that we'll die sometime, which is all anyone ever knows, though we try to draw out our days for as long as possible. Cassius says, why? The man who shortens his life by 20 years cuts off 20 years of worrying about death. Brutus, so then, death is a gift, and we are Caesar's friends, for we've done him a service by shortening his time spent fearing death. Kneel, Romans, kneel, and let's wash our hands up to the elbows in Caesar's blood and smear it on our swords. Then we'll go out even in the marketplace and waving our bloody swords over the heads. Let's cry, peace, freedom, and liberty. So Brutus here is kind of, this is how he's making his conscience seem that it's okay in what he's done. He said, we've just, people fear death, so now we've freed Caesar from fearing death. He doesn't have to worry about death anymore because he's dead. And so they even go in, and he's got this idea to smear blood on their swords and yell peace, liberty, and freedom. Cassius says, kneel then and wash. The conspirators smear their hands and sword with Caesar's blood. How many years from now will the heroic scene be reenacted in countries that don't even exist yet and in languages not yet known? How many times will Caesar bleed again and again and show, though he now lies at the base of Pompey's statue, as worthless as dust? Cassius says, as often as it's replayed, our group will be hailed as the men who gave their country liberty. Decius, well, should we go out? Yes, every man forward. Brutus will lead, and we'll follow him with the boldest and best hearts in Rome. Antony's servant enters. Wait a minute. Who's that coming? It's a friend of Antony's. He's kneeling. Brutus, my master, ordered me to kneel like this. He kneels, his head bowed and low. He ordered me to kneel low, and from the ground like this. He ordered me to say, Brutus is noble, wise, brave, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Antony loves Brutus and honors him. Antony feared Suidas, honored him, and loved him. So Antony's servant is basically letting him know that that Antony also feared Caesar, and he's willing to bow and serve Brutus now. If Brutus will swear that Antony may come to him safely and be convinced that Caesar deserved to be killed, Mark Antony will love dead Caesar not nearly as much as living Brutus, and will with true faith he will follow the destiny and affairs of noble Brutus through the difficulties of this unprecedented state of affairs. That's what my master Antony says. Your master is a wise and honorable Roman. I never thought any less of him. Tell him if he comes here, I'll explain everything to him, and on my word, he'll leave unharmed. I'll go tell him now. And the servant exits. I know that he'll be on our side, Brutus says.